She's like, we're having a baby. And I was like, seriously? I'm Dan Moore, and I am fresh off the lot as being a dad with all my wisdom of a whopping 72 hours. No, we're past 72 hours. We're 5 days into being a dad.
Terry and I got married, and he had custody of the girls. And Alyssa and Autumn were 4, 3, and 7 then. And then about a year later, we had Dan. And so we had what is called today a blended family. I don't know what we called it back then. Now they're in their 30s, and it's been pretty nice.
So my freshman year, I went to SBU, which was pretty far away from my family. And so I made some really good friends, and one of my friends is Chelsea. And her family lived in this really small town, Clever, Missouri. And anytime she would go home, she would invite me.
My name is Troy Lindquist, and I'm married to Melissa, and we have 6 children. Our youngest is Alex. He's 7. Melissa had been wanting to do foster care for a while, and we've had other close friends that have done foster care and adopted. And so it took me a while to come around to get on the same page with Melissa, and we finally decided we were going to go take the Pride training and get our license to do foster care.
For us, it was, for me, it was really that 24 hours after she was born, and all of a sudden you're sitting there holding her and going, man, what is she gonna grow up to be? Am I going to be able to raise her the right way?
Somebody ought to write a book about parenting adult children, because it can be rough. I've learned the last few years and to be a little more humble, to say I'm sorry when I've overstepped as a parent.
They would make a bed for me. They would invite me to any kind of family functions. We would just eat dinner together. And afterwards, they would send us home with leftovers. And it just felt really, even though my parents were far away and my sister was far away, I still felt like I had family around me.
So I do remember when the caseworker brought Alex over to our house. I think Alex and myself and Melissa probably had a lot of the same emotions. We're kind of guarded, unsure. So I think there's some barriers that needed to come down on both sides. And as the adults in the situation, it's really our job to work on that and trying to meet Alex's needs, that foster child, and make him feel loved and welcomed, and to do what we could to just bring him into our home and include him in the family. But we still didn't think we would end up adopting. Just be typical foster care. You just try to love him like he's your own and parent him to the best you can within the rules that we were given. And then it just turned out that that he was going to go to permanency. So it really didn't take long for us to decide that, we're going to put our name in.
I will admit, I like control. I like to have things in order, and when I plan it out, I want it to happen on those dates that I had it happen on. We put the whole process in God's hands. I've got to remember not to come back into control. It's ultimately God is going to help us out through it. We've got to pray. We've got to have faith. And we've got to turn to God in all of this.
Having adult children, I'll step back just one point, is that we have 3 unsaved children. And that has been something that Terry and I both have anguished about for years. But we found so many friends and community here in the church family, that also have unsaved children, that I've learned that it's not an uncommon thing. And the way that you deal with it is that God's going to take care of that. But, it's the church family here that has really helped with that, working through having unbelieving children.
Probably the most emotional year of my life once we decided we were going to permanency. But you realize that you can get through that and you can make a big difference in these children's lives.
What do you love about Alex?
He's a very spirited young boy. He's full of energy. He just what's great about Alex is he loves his family. Being able to provide that family structure, a mom and a dad. And the siblings, it's really great to see.